What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. You are watching the weekly market watch. Today is Friday, March 1st. So happy first day of March, my Goons. I hope you guys have had a very productive week and whatnot. We have some news to go over, some card prices, and some meta trends. But before we get into that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content because it does support the channel. But first, I do want to mention that the set championships have been announced officially. The dates for the set championship here on the Lorcana Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. They went ahead and made a post saying, save the date. Disney Lorcana Set Championships is happening April 19th through the 28th. Retailers who have been approved for organized play prior to February 1st will be eligible to apply for a kit. And they left a link right there starting on March 8th. So if you are a retailer who is officially approved before that date, you can apply for a kit, which is pretty cool. And this is how you're supposed to win that Rockstar Enchanted Stitch. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Rockstar Stitch is for the top 4 players, and then the top 2 players get a mat for that Rockstar Enchanted Stitch. So I'm super excited. I know I'm going to try super duper hard to win these. You know, I'm a pretty competitive player myself, so this is pretty awesome. I know some people were kind of concerned because it is only like a 2-week gap to win this, but Zach Stone, other Lorcana Goon, has been talking to some of our local game stores, and basically they've confirmed that it is within that 2-week time frame, but they're allowed to do multiple tournaments from that 2-week time frame, from what I've heard. So it might not just be for like a weekend only. Some of these stores might do tournaments throughout the week, maybe multiple in 1 week. So, you know, keep an open mind, and good luck to anybody who's going to be playing in those tournaments. But I also want to mention that we are going to be doing a small giveaway because I didn't do a giveaway for the 2,000 subscriber mark, and I just want to go ahead and give away these 2 deck boxes and 2 pairs of sleeves from Into the Inklands. We have the Scrooge and the Robin Hood, and then the Scrooge and Robin Hood sleeves. And all you got to do is leave a comment, be subscribed, and comment whether or not you are a player or a collector or both, and let me know why. So real easy giveaway, and you can win some cool stuff today. And real quick, I do want to mention a big thank you to all who support and who leave genuine comments, and you know, who are very interested in the Lorcana Goons channel. It really does mean a lot to me. You know, I started doing the market watch videos because I have an older brother who doesn't play TCGs, but he's just into collectibles in general, and he got really into Lorcana in the very beginning of it, and he was constantly asking me, hey, what's the price of this card? What's that website you use? And all this other stuff. So I figured there's a lot of players and collectors who don't necessarily want to scroll through TCG Player every day, you know what I mean? So I do like doing these because I'm kind of doing that work for you guys, in my opinion. And overall, my goal with this has always been to just kind of inform, educate, and whatnot. I am very aware, though, the stuff I say will definitely make an impact on people's opinions. So in no way am I trying to downplay my influence or any content creators' influence in the Lorcana space. If anything, I'm very proud that I get to influence people into getting into the game, because if more people are buying the game's going to succeed. You know what I mean? So overall, thank you guys for being a part of the Lorcana Goons community. It's not just the market watch videos that I think make an impact on like sales movement in the game. You know, I'm pretty sure videos of all the deck profiles I'd be doing, all the other content creators as well. You know, all these videos about Beast OTK and the new best deck of the format, you know, all that stuff definitely makes an impact on sales as well. So I do just want to say, when we are doing these videos, just do your own research as well. You know what I mean? Enough of the sappy stuff. Once again, thank you. Let's get on into some market watch prices. As of today, if you want an Inklands booster box, you can still buy them for less than MSRP. It almost feels like this set is pretty good. I think it's a little undervalued, but there's obviously a bunch to go around. So I don't think prices are really going to move around too much. I think you're going to be able to get these at less than MSRP for a decent amount of time. But as you can see from the first chapter booster boxes, these have been going up actually this week. So pretty interesting to see. Last market watch we saw that the chapter 1 booster boxes were sitting at around that $200 mark, but as of this week, there's been a couple of sales from today, yesterday, the day before that. We actually had a leap year, so on the 29th, there was a bunch of sales happening for that 240 mark, 230, 245. It's looking like the last time they were sold at 200 was on the 26th. So after the 26th, they started selling closer for 230, the 28th, 240, 245. So we have a variety of sales right here, which is kind of cool. And as of today, they've been selling for closer to 250, which is kind of cool. Lowest lowest verified if you want a first chapter booster box unopened is going to be by LBKP Cards for $242, and they have 16 of them. So there's 26 listings, and there's still a couple of sellers that have more than one, which is kind of cool. But they're starting to hit that $250 mark, which is very interesting, especially because we've been seeing some of the first chapter cards also come down in price, right? And I even saw those Disneyland restocks. So I am a little surprised that these went up. But if you do want a sealed booster box, $242 with shipping is what you're expected to pay. And it's not just the first chapter booster boxes that went up in price. The troves went up in price a lot this week. I mean, listing wise anyways. We do have some confirmed sales happening yesterday. One sold for $300 and another one sold for $299. So first chapter troves, they're basically at that $300 mark now. Another one sold for $275, another one $299. There was some that were listed for around $250, $245, and all those got bought up already, and there's only 6 listings left for first chapter troves. And oh my goodness, the lowest verified is $560 by CB Wares. By the way, half the time I feel like I'm late on these trends too. So most of the time if you guys are watching these videos in between Monday through Friday, then you know that my reactions are genuine, because I don't really check the market in between. I'm always just checking after all the buying, you know what I mean? So point is though, $560 for this first chapter trove, that is outrageous. But I mean, collectability, you know what I mean? These were bought up, these were scalped, and these were just hard to find. I regret opening my troves now. That's so insane. Like if I almost lowest verified, but they've more so been selling for $300. So I think if there are any more listings, they're probably going to be moving for around $300. We'll see if any of these $400 to $500 listings sell, though. That is wild. But hey, if you want a trove, you can still buy the Inkland trove for much more above MSRP. This is actually kind of interesting too. In general, it's really hard to find in Southern California. I feel like scalpers have that game on lock, so it's just really hard to find that. But in general, yeah, I haven't been able to find any like that. So you guys let me know if you can find it at Target or something. But lowest verified today for an unopened trove is $70 plus $15 shipping by Hoghead. So these troves, man, for Inklands, it's kind of a shame that they all went to Disneyland, because I had to work that day, bro. I can't just go to Disneyland. And again, there's only a couple Disneylands around the world. So if you did get your hands on a trove, congratulations. These are pretty hyped up, and they're looking like they're gonna be around this $80 mark for the rest of the week is what it's looking like. And last but not least, we have the Rise of the Floaterborn troves kind of going up just a little bit. I was actually able to get these for around $50 to $55. Plenty of resellers overstocked on these, and they just wanted to get rid of them for closer to MSRP. And they were selling for around $60, like last market watch we were looking at it. As you can see here, the market price in the middle of February was closer to $58. As of today, though, on March 1st, they've been selling for $68, closer to $70. If you want one right now, though, lowest verified is going to be by unopened. We have, was that Phantom Cards? Yeah, Phantom Card Shop for $68.39. So almost $70, and they have 22 of them. I was kind of thinking about getting more troves. I only got one, and I did pay like $50, like I mentioned. So if I had more opportunities, I probably would have gotten more, because seeing that first chapter trove, bro, that's kind of crazy. Now I'm thinking like, oh my goodness, I wonder if these are ever going to hit that price too. Maybe not obviously that exact price, because the first chapter is very unique. It's the very first, chapter of Lorcana. This is the second one though, and I like to always mention that the first chapter and the Floaterborn trove are different than the Inkland trove, because they come with different things. These come with those little 99-cent deck boxes and that little booklet that tells you how to play the game. And the Inkland troves come with dice, they come with a lore counter, and they come with some cool dividers. So I do still want to get my hands on the Inkland trove, and I'm gonna definitely be hitting up some of these scalpers around my area to see if I can work out some deals. But man, the collectability in the sealed product for Lorcana has always kind of astounded me. So for the most part, if you guys do happen to come up on some of this stuff, I would just hold on to one. I want to hold on to one of everything now forever. So currently I have one first chapter booster box sealed. I have one Floaterborn trove. I have 2 Inklands boxes that haven't opened, and I'm gonna keep one sealed forever because I do want to kind of get into that collectible game as well. I think collecting sealed product is pretty cool, obviously, but unfortunately there is so much buying and reselling with this game that it becomes really hard to get some of these items. So I do want to be able to find a trove at Target. I don't think I've ever seen a trove at Target or a gift set or anything like that. So next time we have a launch for set 4, I'm for sure gonna take the day off. I'm going to Disneyland, and I'm gonna stock up on all these troves, man. But that's enough about the sealed product today. We have the Enchanted Elsa that I want to mention because there are some light plates available for you for a decent price, $6.99 by Light Grocery if you want to take one closer to that $700 mark. But we've had a decent amount of sales happening today, happening yesterday for that close to $800 mark. So on the 29th, we had one for $750, and it kind of looks like there was multiple sales for that $750 mark, right? Up until yesterday, somebody bought one for $800.99. Love to see it, man. Elsa still booming in the market. So Pokédex TCG is the lowest verified for a near mint today. They have it for $800.99 as well, and they got two of them. So if you're somebody who wants a playset of Enchanted Elsas and you happen to have $1,600 lying around, there you go. You have two of them right there from one seller. You don't have to pay that extra dollar shipping by going to a different seller, which is a pro tip, you know what I mean? But after that, there are a couple more listings on the verified market for near mint Elsas, and there's like 3 more, and then it starts to hit that $850 mark. So we'll see what happens with Elsa. Again, the light plays are always going to be a little bit cheaper. Some people categorize light plays just because it might not be like a perfect mint condition in their opinion, but some people really do be playing with the cards, so it might actually be like literally light played. Some other cool enchanters that I've been noticing, seeing a lot more sales movement in the recent time, has been Surfer Stitch. So on the 29th, we saw one sell for $250. On the 1st, we saw one, which is today, we saw one sell for $280, another one for $260. So they kind of had a bunch of listings at that $250 mark, and throughout this week, a lot of the $250 ones did sell. And today, there's only 18 listings left. There is a non-verified listing for $275, basically, which that's shipping. But lowest verified is by Veracity. They have it for $300 now. So Stitch, Carefree Surfer, the Enchanted Rare, kind of getting close to that $300 mark, which is cool to see. I like the first chapter Enchanted Rares. I think they have some of the nicer artwork in my opinion. I mean, the Inklands Enchanted Rares are... They're amazing. They deserve to be in a museum. But I do know that some people do not like the non-character ones, right? And in general, the first chapter is going to have that collectability. Like Belle, strange but special, is an awesome princess in the Disney franchise. So it is no surprise that this one is still on around that $300 mark. It kind of barely bounced off $300, but this week, plenty of sales happening around that range. So it's 2 of them sold for $280, another one for $268, and another one today for $283. Wow, you guys are really buying a bunch. Did the taxes, did your tax return hit, my goons? Because mine's about to hit, and I know that I just bought a bunch of singles actually, because I'm pretty confident with my tax return. So I will get into the singles that I bought today. I bought like $100 worth of singles online, and then I'm going to Frankensons this weekend because I just want to buy a bunch of Inkland singles, foils, non-foils, because I really like the set. I think the set's really cool. The set championships has me hyped, and in general, I just feel like if more people start playing the game, then obviously some of these cards, might pick up a little bit more in popularity and demand. But as of today, if you want a Belle, strange but special Enchanted Rare, lowest verified is by Doka TCG for $277. After that, it goes by Prophecy Gaming Co. Shout out you guys. It's for $280. So almost $300. The next person is TCG Rippin. They have it for $320. Oh no, that's a GCG9. But Little Root Games $353. Wow. So there's 19 listings. So I do feel like there's enough to go around, but it's around that $300 mark. So if you have a Belle, strange but special, it's about $300 today, which is cool to see. Some Inklands enchantments that are pretty hyped are going to be the Ursula, Deceiver of All, which is really cool to see. We have a lowest verified near mint by Incapable Nerds for $420 with $1 shipping. Love to see it. Very, very, very awesome. Very awesome. We have a light plate though for $10 less by Inception Gaming, if you guys want to pick up a light plate maybe. But after that, next verified seller is for $448. So Ursula, officially the chase card for Into the Inklands, the most expensive enchanted rare in that set. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the second most expensive enchanted rare in general, which is kind of cool to see. Ursula seeing so much demand in the format in general. That collectability obviously it seems pretty nice because of the whole Dreamborn Storyborn thing. So I do understand why this card is that hyped, and personally I want to pull one, man. So I'm probably going to crack some of these Inklands boxes that I have. Unfortunately, some of the other enchanted rares are not anywhere near the price. Jafar has been coming down in price a little bit. I pulled it and I remember it being around closer to $300, and I don't want to get rid of it because whenever I pull an enchanted, especially, and I pulled it on a live stream, which is cool, kind of gives me that emotional feeling of like, I don't want to get rid of this. This is my baby. You know what I mean? But we did see Jafar kind of selling for around that $300 range, and then it started selling for closer to $230, $250-ish. As of yesterday, though, somebody bought one for $180. Today, somebody bought one for $200, $215. So let's see what the lowest verified is. There are 26 listings, so that is more than some of these other enchanters that we were looking at. Collector's Code TCG has you for $206. $200, and they have two of them. So, you know, you can buy both of them from there. And after that, they kind of stick around that same price range, 210, 215, another one 215. So there's not a big difference in prices with these listings. And I do get the feeling that it's going to take a while before this does go up, because everyone's kind of hyped on the Ursula enchanted, you know what I mean? There's some other enchanted rares that are selling really well, surprisingly in my opinion, like the Robin Hood Champion of Sherwood. This one's really cool. I actually like this enchanted artwork overall. This one really just straight up looks like a Renaissance painting, or like if Robin Hood straight up paid someone to be like, hey, draw me as a knight, I'm gonna hang it in my living room. This is exactly what I would think it would look like. Let's see the lowest verified price today. If you do want one right now, you can pay $179.99 by The Wasteland Gaming, which is pretty cool. As of today, a bunch of sales happening for that $150 range. Actually more than that, $162, $159.99, $145, $160. I would say it's a $150 enchanted rare, which is cool to see. In general, I know a lot of people like to offer like a percentage of TCG player funding, you know, and this card only has 13 listings though, so it does seem like an enchanted rare that is a little bit more scarce than some of the other ones, right? Mickey Mouse Trumpeteer. This enchanted rare is surprising me. I didn't think this would be around that $150 range. I know people don't really like the card in general in terms of meta play, but it's Mickey Mouse, so I guess I should have expected this to kind of be around this price range. I thought it'd be less. I thought it'd be closer to $100, but man, look at these, 150, 150, a bunch of sales happening for this $149 range. So 23 listings today. Omni Games has you for the lowest verified for $148.85. And by the way, we are hosting another enchanted tournament on Tuesday. If you guys are in the SoCal area, please pull up. First place is going to be the enchanted Mickey Trumpeteer. So that's pretty cool. Shout out Zach Stone, fellow Lorcana Goon, for providing the space and the Mickey for the tournament. Some of the Rise of the Floodborn enchanted rares have been coming down in price still. Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, we have a bunch of sales happening for that $250 range. It did bounce off that $300 mark a couple weeks ago, and it looks like it's been kind of trying to pick back up there. So they were selling for like $240, $217 even. We have another one. Some of these have shipping included, obviously. $280 was what it was. As of today, though, we have a bunch of sales for $250, $245, $270 actually yesterday, which is cool. There's 20 listings left, a bunch of light plays for that $260 mark, but there's a near mint by Club Ultra for $260. After that, it goes Vegas singles for $276. So will it ever hit $300 again? I'm not sure. A bunch of people are buying the other enchanteds, as you can tell. A lot of those sales happening. It looked like there was way more sales happening for the Inklands enchanteds and obviously the Elsa, rather than like the Cinderella Ballroom Sensation. And even some of the other enchanteds are coming down in price too, like the Beast Relentless. This was selling for closer to $150. We do have a sale for a near mint for $110 as of today. Lorcana Outlet has you for $110 with $5 shipping, so like $115. Doka TCG has it for $118, $120. So it's not necessarily in that $150 range anymore. It's kind of closer to $120, $130. And a lot of people were buying it like 2 weeks ago, last week, for like $160, $150. So these are coming down a bit alongside some of the other enchanteds from Rise of the Floodborn, like Hercules Divine Hero. This one was a little bit hyped at the end of the format. In general, Hercules was a good card last format, but it has been coming down since that price jump. So they were selling for closer to like $120, $130. As of today, a near mint sold for $110, which is pretty cool, and $96.99. I do want to mention there's 31 listings for this card, so there's more than enough available, and all these listings stick around that $100 range. So it is going to take a while for this card to, I guess, go up in price if you were hoping. You know, I do feel like most of the enchanted rares, if not all of them as time goes on, are always going to be over $100 or at least $100 or something. But if you have this card or something and you're expecting it to kind of rise in price, there's a bunch of listings you have to get through before it starts to pick up in price a little bit. So I do feel though like this $100 mark is good for a lot of these enchanteds, especially cards that are less than $100, like Cusco's Palace. Now I know people don't like the location cards as enchanted rares, but really $75, this is a pretty good price in my opinion. I wish I could just buy these. If anything, that's what I'm gonna do at Frank's tomorrow. If I can find some of these enchanted rares, I want to buy them because I want to be able to host enchanted rare tournaments all week, every week for this Into the Inklands format at Pele Cards and Games, which has been gracious enough to let me host tournaments there. But Mad Cards Florida has you for $74.99. Then the Collective CCG also has it for $74.99. So a lot of the non-character enchanted rares are less than $100. Sorcerer's Hat, the RLS Legacy, they're going to be around this $75 to $90 range. But enough of that, enough of the enchanted rares, because I am a meta player, I am a competitive player. I like checking the meta trends on this market watch because we can see how these prices change given the meta trends. There's so many people playing steel decks right now, and shout out to all the content creators who make wonderful content teaching us how to play these decks and inspiring us to make these purchases, because sometimes I am very weary about building a deck, but when I see some of these videos, I test them out online, and then I'm like, bam, I feel confident about making this purchase. So I do appreciate the Lorcana content creator space for showcasing a lot of these cards like Tragic Hero Beast, which has been one of the best legendaries in general in the last couple months. It's probably the only legendary you really want to pull from Rise of the Floodborn, and it's still very powerful to this day. So it's been jumping up from $40 to $50 almost, which is kind of crazy to see. This is now the most expensive legendary, by the way. This has surpassed Rapunzel, it has surpassed Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, and now Sad Beast is going to be the most expensive legendary in the Lorcana game. And look at this, so many sales happening today alone. There's no problem seeing a sales movement with this card. So $40, $50, people are buying it up. Today we have a bunch of sales happening for $50, $46, $48, $29, etc. All those have shipping included. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, this TCG Player has changed their, I guess, rules on shipping, and I believe it's like $1.22 minimum now to ship a card. So some of these prices do look a little bit different because they have added about a quarter more in terms of the shipping price. So lowest verified today though is going to be by ML Games for $47.89 with shipping included. After that though, it goes TN Lorcana for $50. And let's check out these cold foils, because last we checked they were around $70 if I'm not mistaken on Monday when we looked at it. As of today though, $62.93 by JF Comics. So that's kind of nice. It's only about $10 more for the foil than the non-foil, which, you know me, I prefer getting foils for certain cards like this. But after that, the next verified seller has you for $69.95. That's going to be No Limit Gaming. So shout out you guys. The second most expensive legendary in Lorcana right now is Ursula, Deceiver of All from Into the Inklands. And yes, this is the most expensive legendary in that set. So this is the chase card in terms of the enchanted. It's the chase card for the legendaries, which is cool. The non-foils are still selling for that $40 range. We have a TN Lorcana for the lowest verified at $42. There are some light blades, but they're still just as expensive for $42.99 by Sui Generis, and Burlington Card Shop has you for $42.99 as well. So this card is about $45 in my opinion. It's a great card. It sees a lot of meta play. They're really good in Emerald Amethyst, really good in Emerald Steel, and people are even playing it in Emerald Amber to some degree, if you can play a deck like that. But in general, it's no surprise why this card is so expensive. We have some sales today. A cold foil selling for $63 and non-foil selling with that $42 price tag, which is kind of cool. Let's check the lowest verified cold foil though. I am curious. There are 24 listings, but damn, look at that. $66.40 by Burlington Card Shop for the lowest verified foil Ursula. That's more expensive than the foil Sad Beast, which is honestly surprising to see. Then we got Robin Hood Champion Sherwood. This card's kind of nice, playing your Robin Hood Goons on turn 1 and then on turn 3 shifting into this Robin Hood. And real quick, by the way, I do want to mention, there are a lot of people who tend to play the Robin Hood on turn 1 and then turn 2 they quest with it. And I'm just like, no, don't do that. It's very risky. Just, make sure you can shift into this guy on turn 3 because it's just broken. Anyways, though, it's going to be a $30 legendary, which is cool to see, especially compared to Rise of the Floodborn, where there was only one expensive legendary and every other legendary was $5, $7, $10 until people realized Mufasa was good. But still, this is actually very, very refreshing to see. There's actually good legendaries, more than one, more than two good legendaries in this set. Today, though, if you want a Robin Hood, lowest verified is by Dabbers Pro for $30.17 included. And today, plenty of sales happening for this Robin Hood. We have one for 32, one for 35, another one for 33. Oh, this person got two of them. So it's around that $30 to $35 range. And I do believe picking it up for $30 is not bad. We'll see what happens with this card in general. The lowest verified for the foils are $38.11. So still within that $30 range for the foils, not even $10 more, which is kind of cool to see. So, food for thought. Rapunzel, gifted with healing, has been selling this week as well for around that $30 range. $31.25 is the lowest verified today by Dark Vassal Gaming, and we have 156 listings in total for this card. Real quick, I just want to compare that to Ursula that only has 26 listings and the Robin Hood that only has 42 listings. So kind of cool that Rapunzel has a gang of listings available, but it's still within that $30 range. You know, Rapunzel's a great card. It's a princess, etc., etc. Jimbo Hawkins, one of my favorite cards in Into the Inklands. This card I think is just gas. It's so good being able to play Ed Location for free. It's like paying 10 ink on turn 5, and it's just kind of unfair. But anyways, Jimbo Hawkins did see a surge in price after the Inklands launch. It was selling for around $15 that first night, and then it did jump up to a little bit more than 30, almost 35, I think is what they were selling at throughout the week or after Monday. But as of today, the lowest verified is going to be by Burlington Card Shop. Again, shout out you guys for having these low prices. They got 7 of them for you. So if you want your playset of Jim Hawkins, you can get it all from this one seller, which is cool. They have it for $27.47, and we have a cold foil sale today for $39. A couple cold foils have been selling for close to that $40 range, $39, $37, and whatnot. And let's check out what you can get a cold foil today for. If you want one right now, you can get some non-verifieds by Burnished Heart Cards for $40. Mad Cards Florida has you for $40.43 as well. So same thing, about $10 more for the foil version of Jim Hawkins. Jafar has been coming down in price, no longer within that $30 range. We have a lot of sales happening for that $25 range. Actually, $24.99, 3 of them. 4 of them, $24.99. We have a cold foil sale, 3 of them for $47.89. Wow. So it's about a $50 cold foil and a $25 non-foil. Burlington Card Shop, again, they have 9 of them for you. So if you want your play sets, hit up Burlington Card Shop. They have it all. $24.99 is what it's looking like for the lowest verified. And the cold foils are still available today for $35. Wow. Wow, that's really cool. Mastic Games has you for $35 for the cold foils, and it's interesting to see because these were selling for around $35 on that opening weekend. And this is why I bring up, like, other content that we make on the channel, like tournament reports or other content creators who make, gameplay videos and whatnot, because this card was super hyped. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, oh my gosh, Jafar Striking Illusionist, you can combine it with Whole New World. This is the best deck in the world and whatnot. And this card was like pre-selling for like $60, and then out the gate, it was selling for like $30 to $40. And it's not to blame anybody or nothing, but there's hype created when we make this content. And it does generate a lot of interest in these cards. So in general, I do like to be a little bit patient with some of my buying personally in the beginning of a format, because you just don't know what's going to be good. At the end of the day, yeah, you can theorize everything and you can like play test online with like random people, but you really have to like play test a lot of games with your deck to really understand the variance of a format. So it's not surprising to me that Jafar Striking Illusionist is now a $35 cold foil when the non-foil was selling for $35 just last week. So once again, shout out to all the fellow content creators for making awesome content, because we do play a role in the way this game sales movement shapes, and I love that. Getting more people into Lorcana is honestly one of my favorite things to do. I love showing people this game. I think it's awesome. Maleficent Monstrous Dragon has been selling for way less than what it used to sell for, honestly. We have a couple listings here, some moderately played ones for $20, but a near mint for lowest verified today is going to be by Mid Guardian Relics. They have it for $22. So this card was about $30 at one point, and right now it feels like the format is a little too fast for it. It's really hard to get to 9 ink right now when everybody's playing like Emerald Amethyst Bounce, or everybody's playing Emerald control decks, because they start to quest for game really early on. So if you're wondering why Maleficent Dragon has not seen a lot of gameplay or interest right now, a lot of it is because it's just hard to get to turn 9. You know what I mean? And it's an inkable card. It's an amazing card. I think it's great. It's just hard to justify right now in the meta. So it is about $20 to $25 now for the non-foil, but check this out. This is why I like cold foils. These cold foils were selling for around $60, and today the cold foil is still $52 by Top Deck Keep, lowest verified. So it's only gone down like $5 in terms of the cold foil range, but we've seen this card go from $35 to almost $20 in the non-foil variant. So I do like cold foils for that reason, especially cold foil legendaries, but they do have to be cards that are collectible and playable, like Bell Strange but Special. This card bounced off that $30 mark. Feels like a lot of people aren't playing Sapphire right now, or maybe they're just not testing it. You know what I mean? So, but shout out Ryan Burpee and R&B and a lot of his team. They really been cooking up some goo, and I appreciate the deck list they all been sharing. So, anyways, though, Strange but Special Bell. We have a bunch of sales happening today for that $20 mark, $25 range even. Somebody bought 4 of them for $34. What it's looking like, so that's kind of cool to see. Let's check this out. The lowest verified today is going to be by Gaz CCG for $25.63. Then Dr. Potato Cards has you for $26.95 for the non-foil Bell Strange but special. Not seeing a lot of meta play, but it's a princess, so it's probably going to still be kind of expensive. And today, lowest verified for the foil is $50. Isn't that cool, guys? Isn't that cool? We're seeing these cold foils keep a lot of their value. So if you guys want a cold foil from non-verified sellers, they do have you for around that $40 to $50 range still. Some more cards that have been coming down that I think are staples in general in Lorcana, cards that you're probably going to use throughout the game's history, depending on the color that you're playing, are cards like Hades Infernal Schemer. This card was selling for like more than $20 consistently, confidently in that $25 range for a cool minute. And like I said, Sapphire is kind of falling off right now in terms of interest. So we do have a lowest verified by Dark Vessel Gaming for $17.99. So less than $20 for Hades Infernal Schemer. That's pretty cool in my opinion if you want to build a Sapphire deck. But like I said, cold foils, my goons. Cold foils. Look at that. Keeping their value. The Doka TCG has you for $45.50. This card has been $45 to $50 in the cold foil range since Lorcana came out. When I first pulled this card, the launch week, I sold a cold foil for $50. So it's been going like up and down, obviously, but I'm just so glad that it's kept its value because I sold it to a homie and I know he still has it. You know what I mean? So not a bad call in my opinion for either of us. Beast Relentless definitely been coming down in price. I still can't believe that everybody was hyped on that OTK deck. It's a good deck, but if you guys didn't know, Emerald Steel Control is the way to go, and you should not be focusing on that OTK. And I mentioned it in the Market Watch videos too, when this card was like surging in price, that I didn't think the OTK was all that. You know what I mean? So I do like to check back on this one because it is still coming down in price. We have some verified sellers been moving this card around. Lowest verified today is going to be $15.60 by Cards by OC. So you know, if you did have this card, you probably should have sold it. But let's check the foils, right? Because again, I have a cold foil and I've been keeping it. Cold foils today are still selling for around $30+. We have a lowest verified for TS Magic for $33.75, which is cool to see. So it is keeping some value in the cold foil market, which is cool. But the non-foil is definitely coming down less than $20 now. More cards that are coming down in price. Mufasa, Betrayed Leader, no longer in that $20 range. So this guy was selling for around $25 at its peak in Inkland and Rise of the Floodborn format. As of today, Dark Vessel Gaming has you for $14.49, which is cool to see. $15 now. So I think that's a good price for a Mufasa compared to what it was. Ooh, even the cold foils came down though on this one, unfortunately. These were around $30 to $35 for the cold foil. Today, Top Deck Keep has you for $27.99, so not too bad. And then Vegas Singles has it for $28.99. So it's still close to a $30 cold foil legendary. Next up, we have Elsa, Spirit of Winter, still around that $15 range for the non-foil. This one really hasn't moved. It's always been $15 for like the last month or so. But lowest verified for the cold foil, $48.50 by Doka TCG. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if there's any cold foil sales that have been happening for the Elsa. Ooh, look, we do. We have a cold foil sale yesterday happening for $50, and after that, it doesn't look like anybody else has really been buying the cold foil Elsa. So it does take a little bit. Oh, look, somebody bought one for $61 and $55 throughout this week. So from $60 to $50 almost, and it's looking like $50 is what it's listed at now. So it's about a $50 cold foil. Wow, that's been going up actually, because if not mistaken, last Market Watch, it was around that $40-ish range, right? Speaking of collectible legendary foils, Mickey BLT did bounce off that $100 mark. Unfortunately, it did not surpass $100, but if you want a cold foil today, we have KSC. They have two of them for you for $82.99. So not too crazy. You know, it did come down a little bit, but because we did see somebody buy one for like $99 in the Market Watch like 2 weeks ago. But it has been coming down a little bit, but there's still only 21 listings for this card for the cold foil. Next up, Carefree Surfer Stitch is super cheap right now, and nobody's playing this card in Amber is what it's looking like, so it's no longer in the $20, it's no longer $15. HD Collectibles has you for $11.81 for the non-foil Carefree Surfer Stitch, and the cold foils are still pretty expensive in my opinion. The Dojo has you for $37.77, so almost $40, and then Random Encounter Games has it for $40.98. Dang, first chapter cold foils, legendaries, they're the goo is what it's looking like, you know what I mean? Some other cool legendaries that I think that I've actually been picking up because I think they're good in the meta are Kita, Protector of Atlantis. Has been going up a little bit still. They were like $7 on launch week, but today $12.25 by Burlington Card Shop is the lowest you can get it for, which is cool to see. They're getting close to $15 though. Next up, it goes TN Lorcana for $11 with $1 shipping, and then $13.49 by Alexander Games. So not $15 yet, but you know, there's not that many listings available. And the cold foils are only $18 by Sassy Sylveon. So that's cool. Look, somebody bought 2 of them for $16. So if you're already paying almost $15, why not just pay $16 for 2 of them? That's a really good cop. In my opinion, that looks pretty good. Next up, we have Perdita. This card seeing some decent play, but it has been kind of chilling out around that $10 range. We have a couple sales happening for $14, but this person bought 4 of them, so they saved on some shipping. Today, Burlington Card Shop again, they have $10.75. After that, Critical Hit Collect for $9.99 with $1 shipping. So always nice to see some affordable legendaries. And if you want the cold foil Perdito, you might as well get the cold foil because it's only $13.50 by Master Card Vault. So with $1.22 shipping, obviously, but it's about only $5 more. So non-foils are $10 and the foils are like $15. I think you should just get the foils. It's like $5 more, you know what I mean? And they look nice. Like they look pretty cool. Grandma Tala, Spirit of the Ocean. Nobody's really playing this card from what I understand. Like I don't really see a lot of Sapphire decks, and I actually just tweeted that we're sleeping on Sapphire. But anyways, this card actually seeing some good sales movement. Still in that $10 range for a legendary that's not really like played in the meta. It's pretty cool to see. Divine Realm has you for $9.99 if you want a Grandma Tala Spirit, or if you want a cold foil version, wow, they're available for $12.99 for the cold foils, so only $2 to $3 more. I wish I would have seen this before I made my TCG purchases today, but let's see if I can add these 2 to my cart, because $12 with $1 shipping is pretty nice. Okay, so I'm gonna add these to my cart in hopes that I can check those out, because it's only about $3 more for the foil. That's kind of cool. What the heck? Whole New World is still a very poppin' super right now. Lowest verified today. Holy heck, it's gonna be all the way at the bottom by Natural Selections for $16.50. We do have a bunch of non-verified sellers, but it's still $8 with $5 shipping. So it's still about $12 to $15 for this non-foil card, which is cool to see. But the cold foils have been coming down in price. They were super hyped. They were selling for around $30, and as of today, you can get cold foils for $10 less, around $20, which is cool to see. Cardboard Castle has you for lowest verified, $23.49 for the cold foil Whole New World. So still more than $20, but been bouncing off that $30 range. Another purchase I made today was Lady Tremaine Imperious Queen. I think this card's still not bad, you know what I mean? And the foils are only about $5. We have a lowest verified foil for Level Up Games MD for $4.99 with $1.22 shipping. So I did buy a couple non-foils and foils because they're super duper cheap. And there's a bunch of listings though, which is cool. Some other cards that I picked up today were Piglet Pooh Pirate Captain. It's a super in Inklands, and it's only about $3 to $4. We have Burlington Card Shop, $1.45 with $1.22 shipping. After that, $2.25. So close to about $3 to $4 for this super rare that sees a lot of play right now in the meta. We also have Chernabog. This card sees a lot of play in the meta right now, and they're listed for as low as $1.50 with $1.22 shipping. Burlington Card Shop, dude, they have just everything. You know, you could just buy all of them for the lowest prices, which is cool to see. Oh, this one does not have it available. So next verified is going to be $2 by Numbers Collectibles. So $2 with $1.22 shipping, about $3 for the super Chernabog Evildoer from Into the Inklands. Prince Eric, also a very good card. A lot of people are playing this in Ruby Amethyst. Personally, I'm playing Ruby Sapphire. I'm also playing this card. We have a King Cardboard, lowest verified for $1.71 with $1.22 shipping. So another super rare that's close to that $3 mark. And then we also have Tamatoa So Shiny. This guy has been picking up a little bit in some sales movement. Some foils sold today for $5.68. Lowest verified for the non-foil is $1.75 with $1 shipping. So around $3 as well for the Tamatoa, which is cool to see. And then we also have some more stuff like Madame Medusa. Look how cheap this card is. Madame Medusa is so good this format. This card hits Sad Beast. It hits the Robin Hood Sherwin. It hits Genie. Hits all the Ursula cards. It's kind of crazy actually how good this card is. And if you want a playset, you can get some from some of these sellers for as low as the 99 cents with $1.22 shipping. There's 288 listings, by the way. There's a lot to go around. So I bought like I want to be able to have singles for the tournaments that we have on Tuesday. So I bought like 2 playsets worth. I got like a playset of foils for myself, you know, because the foils are only about $4, which is cool to see. $4.42 is the market price for the foils on Madame Medusa. And next up we have Helga St. Clair. This card being used in some of these new lists that I've been seeing for Emerald Steel Control, which is cool to see. I underestimated this card for sure. Numbers Collectibles has the lowest verified foil for only $2 with $1.22 shipping. So only $3 for the cold foil for this super rare that's actually used in the meta is kind of cool. And if you want non-foils, look at, we have them for 35 cents, 50 cents with that $1 plus shipping. shipping. So it's about $2 for the non-foils, which is cool to see if you want it at your doorstep. Maui, Hero to All. Like we expected, seeing a lot of meta play because it helps you out locations. Today, a bunch of sales happening for $7. This card's been going up just a little bit. I wonder if it's going to hit $10. You goons, let me know in the comments. But J-Roll Trading Cards has you for $6.26 with $1.22 shipping. Then Mark CC has you for $6.50. So $7 for the non-foils. If you want the cold foil Mauis though, look at that. These are selling for around $11.75 with that extra shipping cost. So close to $13. Next verified though after these guys goes to Gem TCG for $15. I don't know, only 21 listings. Maybe I should get my Maui's cold foil, huh? I like Maui. It's a really good card. I think it should have been a legendary. It very well could have been a legendary. We also have the Queen's Castle, very popular card in Inklands. I picked up more playsets of these because I actually sold a playset at my shop. People just needed these. Not my shop, but the shop that lets me, host tournaments, which is cool. Dabbers Pro has 4 of them ready for you for $5.77 for this rare. Hometown Gaming, $5.99. So it's about a $6 to $7 rare, which is cool to see. And the cold foils are a whopping $10. Look at that. We have non-verified sellers for $10 with $1 shipping. Then we have Trainwreck Toys for $10.09 with $1 shipping. So that's pretty cool to see. Love to see that only the cold foils are only a couple bucks more. Morph Space Goo, also very popular rare. This set has a lot of good rares. I do want to mention that there's some decent rares in this set, and I like that they're all around $5-6 right now. So like I said, KOT Games has you for $4.11 with the $1.22 shipping. So basically $5 for your Morph Space Goo. And look at that, the cold foils are $5.76 by Hometown Gaming with shipping included. So you already know what we're gonna do there. After that though, because these are gonna be bought by me, you're gonna end up finding it for $4.99 with $1.99 shipping. So around $6 to $7 for the foil, and the non-foils are pretty much close to $5 anyways. So I don't know. I think Morph just gets better in time as well. Bare Necessities, a really good card in Amber right now. I love playing this card. I feel like when I use this card, my opponents just hate me, and I love it. Because you get to hit their pre-prepareds and the whole new world. It's perfect. Lowest verified today is going to be by Red Panda GCC. Shout out you guys for $2.99 with $1.22 shipping. So around $4 to $5, pretty close to $5 for the bare necessities, but less than $5 still. If you want cold foils, they're only gonna be a whopping like $5. Check that out. Monsters Subi Collect has you for $5.22 with $1 shipping. Actually, that's free shipping. So yeah, the non-foils are around $3 to $4, and the foils are $5.22 shipping included. That's kind of cool to see. Doodly doo, adding that to my cart. Along came Zeus. This card's really hard to pull, and it's really popular. I think some of these cards that I'm mentioning, by the way, are cards that are going to be good in the future as well, like Bare Necessities, Along Came Zeus, etc. This card's selling for close to $5. Lowest verified today is Lorcana TCG Games. Shout out you guys. $4.25 with $1.22 shipping. So like I said, $5 rare right there. Cold foils though, these are selling for about $9. We have Underworld cards for $8.99. They have 2 of them, and then Columbus Card Shop $9 as well. So just a little bit more. John Silver Greedy Treasure Seeker. This card has also been moving a lot. Today we have a lowest verified seller of Dabbers Pro, 97 cents with that extra shipping like I mentioned, so pretty much close to $2-3. Hometown Gaming has you for $1.50 though after that with that extra almost $1.25 shipping. So it's about a $2 to $3 rare, which is cool to see. I think that's still really cheap. I really like this card in the Pirate Ruby deck. And Fishbone Quill is a staple that has been kind of bouncing off that $5 range still. We have Level Up Games MD 365 with a $1.22 shipping. I picked these up too because I want to replay Sapphire, and I picked up some cold foils because I think Sapphire is still pretty good. We also have Maleficent Biding Her Time. This is a pretty good rare in the first chapter set, and look at this, been keeping some good value. It's almost a $5 rare. It's $2.94 with $1.22 shipping, so close to $4 for the non-foil Maleficent Biding Her Time. And a couple more rares I want to go over. Oh, actually no, want to go over these common puppies. Check these out. So another thing I like doing on the Market Watch is letting you guys know to get your value with your trades, you know what I mean? So I do like bringing up some cards that I feel like you may not remember are worth this much, and the puppies are just hard to find. So we have, I think 5 different puppies right here, and they all sell for a little bit more than $1, which is cool to see. We have a lowest verified near mint today by Chili Peach for 70 cents and $1.22 shipping. This card is more expensive than the Helga St. Clair, which is a super rare, you know what I mean? And all the puppies are are going to be around that price. You know, we have a next verified on this one by PCA Toys, 39 cents with that extra dollar shipping, almost 50 cents. So $2 right here for these commons, which is cool. We have this puppy, same thing, 50 cents with that extra shipping. And then we have this puppy, same thing. This one's going to be actually a little cheaper for 29 cents. So I want to say, if you have these puppies, definitely value them in your trade binder for around $2. And if you have the foils, I would definitely let people know that they are a little bit more than the average common foil, which is cool to see. The puppies are really hard to get. You want to be able to get a playset of each one because it's different alternate arts, you know what I mean? So these have been selling for around that $2 range, and I think the foils are good, like $3. Let's check out this foil right here. Lowest verified for the cold foil puppy. The one, which is this one. This one got the blue collar. The blue collar puppy is 95 cents with that extra shipping. So it's about a $3 foil and a $2 non-foil. Let me know what you guys think of the set. Be sure to participate in the giveaway. Leave a comment down below on whether you're a player or a collector and why. And if you are both, let us know. But I will pick a winner in the next Market Watch, which is Monday. So you have until then, my goons, to participate in this giveaway. But until then, remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we'll see you goons next time.